Okay then. Hello everyone, GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show. And today, well, we're going to be talking about another deck that I haven't really mentioned about. Which one am I talking about? Well, this one is going to be about the MLRS, the counterpart of the 2-ranged unit for Nod, the Giga Cannon. Yeah. So, what makes it so different compared to the Giga Cannon?
Scoot.
Oh, for the hell of this. Yeah, the MLRS works differently compared to its the Nod counterpart. So, what makes it so different? Well, you have to set it up, it has to reload, but my god, this thing can take a lot of punch onto the enemy. It can eradicate most of the War Factory units, and could do huge chunks of damages against Temple or Tech units on both factions. So yeah, it works well, but you do have to sacrifice a more aggressive tone for a more defensive set. So if you do that, you'll be really well set. So let's talk about the deck setup that I have tried to do and what I've done so far. The deck that I used first was this one, because I thought the War Dogs would be a good substitute with the Riflemen. But sadly, when I tried using them over and over again, especially against JGTs and missile squads, they were basically useless. So I decided to swap them into the trash and just use the Riflemen. So instead, it's a 3-3 deck. So I use the Riflemen to take down, well, you know the drill with them. Scout, take on infantry, NPC like Shockwaves or Flame Troopers, use 2 of them. And then the missile squads, they're good for early vehicles and aircraft. And then for your main infantry, you would use the Shockwaves. The Shockwaves would do really good against most infantry, unless they're dealing with chemical warriors or maybe confessors, so then you could get like 2 of them. So, then we go into the War Factory, where we're going to be using the Pit Bull. The Pit Bull is a great hit and run unit. You can use these to destroy vehicles and aircraft, and they're good for harvester rushes. I really like the Pit Bull. And then next up, this one again is questionable. I want to use the slingshot, but then at times when there's so much aircraft, well then the slingshot's pretty much useless. Especially when you're dealing with Basilisks and Kodiaks, or maybe sometimes Orca Bombers and Infernos. But in this case, multiple aircraft like Orcas or Talons, it just doesn't really work. But it does really well when there's like 1 or 2 aircraft that are in the sky. But other than that, I just don't like it. If you don't like that, you can just use the hammerhead, and just you have to pay for the helipad and that for the hammerhead, and yeah. But it's a good cost if you're interested. And then lastly, the MLRS. Use these guys to get behind like pads, or put them right in front of like infantry or behind infantry. So these guys can take a huge wallop against all kinds of vehicles and even temple or tech units too. These guys do really good against temple or tech units. Well, these things are not like this. Well, the other vehicle that we have in Nod. This thing does a huge wallop, but however, you do have to set it up, and you do have to reload it. And then for our commander of choice, we're going to be using Jackson to help with the MLRS and with the other units. So when you use the MLRS, you can easily deploy it, fire a few shots, and get a very fast reload. So that means you can take down a whole bunch of vehicles while they are at it. And if you're interested too, you can also put a second one right behind it, or you can just put it on the second pad. That way you have a dual full benefit, and well, they won't really hurt you much now. Well, unless you have like I said with aircraft and that'll be annoying. So get like a slingshot right in front of it, and I think you'll be good. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into this thing here, real fun, and oh shit! Yeah, with all the preferences that I've made, I'm still leaning towards more of the Giga Cannon. Giga Cannon can go scoot and shoot because Giga Cannon can be Yeah, like he said. Anywho, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. And until then, GalacticStorm saying, keep charging, bitches. Okay, now get me out of here.